Hey guys, so the mission of this video is to provide you with a personal review of the Nuvaring form of birth control, which it's been probably 8 years since I've tried it. My best friend and I actually tried it out for the first time about 8 years ago, so it might be a little bit different than it is now, but I'm sure it's still similar enough to where this video will hopefully be helpful in shedding some light on a more personal experience with the Nuvaring, unlike the little list of possible side effects in a very clinical manner that are handed to you when you're prescribed the Nuvaring. So again, I was put on it, and all in all, I really don't have too many complaints. The only thing that was kind of annoying to me is it changed the chemistry of my discharge a little bit. So that wasn't very pleasant. But again, I wasn't on it very long, and all in all, if that was the only major complaint with the hormonal form of birth control, that's not so bad. And I think that was specific to the Nuvaring because it's a localized dose of hormones that are being released inside of your vagina. So that's probably why it's altering the discharge that naturally comes through that area of your body. So again, that was my major complaint. My best friend, on the other hand, was prescribed the Nuvaring the same exact time as me, and she was one that was always more prone to being nauseous when it came to hormonal forms of birth control. And not only did the Nuvaring make her nauseous within the first couple of weeks, but it also induced her to bleed profusely. From the time she put it in, within about a week, she was having the equivalent of an incredibly heavy period that would not stop. And we figured, oh, give it another week, maybe two. I think we gave it about a week and a half to 2 weeks before we were going to see if the bleeding would subside for her. And it did. She just kept bleeding, and really heavily as well. So obviously at that point, between the nausea and the excessive bleeding, she figured it was probably a good idea to take the Nuvaring out and just be done with it and maybe get put on another form of birth control to try out. So she takes out the Nuvaring and keeps on bleeding for almost an entire month straight after the Nuvaring had been removed. Now again, I don't know too many young women that have been on the Nuvaring. The ones I have known haven't had too many complaints. Her specific issue was very isolated. I've never known of anybody having that problem like she did. But again, it's not like I'm going around asking everybody either what their experience is like with the Nuvaring and if they just kept bleeding. But yeah, she was hemorrhaging blood pretty much for over a month because of the Nuvaring, and it was definitely, I'm sure, related to that. So again, that is my experience, my best friend's experience with the Nuvaring. Hopefully it might be something that does work out really well for you, because from what I understand, it can be a really effective and safe form of birth control. So best of luck with your contraceptive endeavors.